Vinyl community, cheers out there everybody. It's Ryan Kidd and I am the human B-side. American by birth, lowlife by choice, the only channel in the vinyl community truly living the 7-day weekend. And this video is going to be the Vinyl Tag 2022, the Punk Edition. I saw a lot of vinyl tags out there and I'm probably going to do the other ones too, but I saw this one. I said this is built for the kid, this is built for speed, baby. And this is curated by Tommy's Vinyl Knot, a rock and roll brother over in Finland. Cheers, man. Thanks for making this list of questions. I had a blast looking at the response videos and just making my own. So, thanks, dude. Cheers, man. Before we get into the 20 questions, what we're listening to here is GTRRC, 20 tracks from rock's most demented. I don't think the vinyl inspector will like a cassette being shown on the vinyl tag. But it's members of GT, Research Reactor Corporation, Sick Thoughts, Eric Nervous. It's just an all-star cast of like the who's who of punk today, and I love this cassette, man. But hey, let's get into it. Question number 1. Show a new punk record from 2021. So I got a lot of punk records in 2021. It was a great year for punk. A lot of great stuff going on, but I want to show one I think that flew under the radar for a lot of people that I really enjoyed. It's from Berlin. It's a band called Sugar, but there's nothing sweet about them, man. This band is killer. So it kicks off with I Don't Want to Be Your Friend, and dude, it's like snaky, slithery riffs that would make East Bay Ray blush, man. Excellent stuff. But then it kicks in. The second song is my favorite one, called British Smile, and it's like driving, pounding, brutish. Think of like a band like the Cosmic Psychos. And just some tracks later in this record that sound kind of like the Colored Balls. I feel like the Colored Balls signed to Alternative Tentacles. And I love the art on the insert. If you haven't heard this yet, check it out, man. This is a really great record from Berlin. The band is Sugar. Great record. So question number 2. Show a reissue or a comp from 2021. I'm going to show both. So I didn't know if it was like a compilation of like one band's tracks or a compilation, just a compilation in general. So I'm going to show all that. But this one, it was excellent, an excellent pickup. Reissued or issued in 2021, the Brats, the Lost Copenhagen demos from 1979. These never got released until now, and they are killer, man. Like slash your face kind of dog style. Punk, that Stooges attitude. It's raw, it's ripping. The Brats are great, man. Great band. And yeah, the Copenhagen tapes from '79, who knew? And then I have a comp that is a reissue. I think these were originally released in like '82, '83, and then Puke and Vomit put them out in 2021. It's a country fit for heroes, volume 1 and 2. If you need a fix of that, like UK '82 punk, the Violators, Criminal Damage, ABH, just great stuff, man. Blitzkrieg's on this, One Way System, really good stuff. And then there's some more comp. Another comp I picked up is Killed by John Peel, Volume 2. Now this one was great because there was like, I picked it up and there was a few bands I knew on it, like the Piranhas, the Latent Buzzards, Splodgenessa Bounds, the Molesters and stuff like that. But then it hit me with like some stuff I'd never heard before. And it's a really great compilation, Killed by John Peel, Volume 2. I need to get Volume 1, dude. And a reissue from 2021. I'm going to show a single. I had this single in my want list for so long, but the original is so expensive, man. It's like $200 for this single. I can't do it. But Detour Records put it out, and it's on a picture disc, and I'm not too fond of picture discs, but I had to get it because I've been trying to get this single forever, man. On the lookout for it. It's the Meanies, Waiting for You, and the second song, It's True. It's like punky power pop bliss, man. I love it. Check out Detour Records. They put a lot of great stuff out. But yeah, the Meanies. I think this was like my favorite reissue from 2021. It filled that gap in the collection I wanted for so long. So name a record you're looking forward to in 2022. You know, I was thinking about this for a while and I couldn't. I just take them as they come, man. You know. But I watched Sean's answer to this punk vinyl tag. And he had the answer, and it's Surfboard. I want Surfboard's new album to come out already. It's been delayed at least twice now, as far as I know. But this band is great, man. One of the newer punk bands that are really doing it, and great sound, great attitude, and Friendship music is awesome. I got a few of their singles over there. They're holding me over, but I really want to hear the new record. Show your first punk record. So, okay, I told you in my video before, the first record I ever bought was this, the Lou Reed Transformer. That's not really a punk record, right? So, that wasn't, not punk or whatever. Very shortly after that, I bought The Only Ones, Baby's Got a Gun. And, man, this really opened my mind to what was out there and all this stuff. But this is a fantastic record. But if that wasn't punk enough for you, shortly after that, I remember buying Stiv Bators' Disconnected at my local record shop, and now I was really going, man. I was really all in. And Disconnected, I wound up years later naming my band after that record. I listened to that record on repeat over and over. I loved it. So question number 5: show a 7-inch punk record. So from 2021, one of my favorite singles that came out, or EPs really, is Cool and the Gangbangers, Year of the Cool. Dude, you want to talk about like stripped down lo-fi, like dumb Ramones punk? This is it, man, from Sweden. They're an excellent band, and it's funny because like if you listen to it, there's like more distortion on the voice than there is on the guitar. But yeah, Wish You Were Dead, Talking Trash, I'm Not a Pinhead, Make You Extinct. Great songs, man. I love it. And I had this other one hanging out here. I wanted to show something new from 2021, and then just something I had, an older single floating around. Now, this is the Depressions, Living on Dreams. Great little single. I think it's from 1977. Family Planning's the B-side. Excellent single. I love the singles, man. I'm glad to see people showing a lot of singles now. Show a 10-inch punk record. So from France, 2021, we got Bart and the Brats. Dude, just straightforward, kind of like Johnny Moped sounding, man. That kind of snarling in your face punk rock. Great record, man. And he's got a new one out now. I gotta get it. But yeah, his first record was released on a 10-inch. Bart and the Brats, baby. Dog. Show number 7. Show a punk comp. So I showed a bunch there, but I'll show this one. Came out in 2021 on McDonald's Records. It is the comp Electrocute Your Cock. 18 Given Up For Lost Gems from 77 to 84. It's got Vom on it, The Delinquents, Electric Vomit, Hated. And there's a lot of great songs on here. The Testers, and a great cover too. The back doesn't disappoint either. Yeah, this is a good one, man. Really fun compilation. So number 8, show a 70s punk record. Yeah, so this was really hard for me. That's like my stuff, man. I love the 70s punk stuff. And I've seen a lot of people on their videos showing some real classics, and it's awesome to see them. I think a couple people showed The Boys' first album, which is one of my favorites ever. But I'm showing, oh, dude, this is like GT covering Iggy Pop. I'm bored. I love it. But for the 70s punk record, I got 2 that I want to show. One is The Drones, Further Temptations. I want to talk about a ripper of an album and a hell of a cover, man. I love this record. Bone Idol, Persecution Complex, City Drones. Yeah, great stuff. I love the back, too. That old lady walking past the punks. What do you think she's thinking? And for my other one, I had this floating around. It's Joe Cool and the Killers. You know, a great punk record from the 70s that doesn't really get any burn in the VC, man. You look at the drums. The drums are great. Yeah, but the album's called Killer. I Just Don't Care, Tonight, Street Kids. This is great punk, man. It's like revved up Chuck Berry. Think of like a little nastier version of like Eddie and the Hot Rods. You'll get Joe Cool and the Killers. Great 70s punk record. Speaking of 70s punk, I wanted to give a shout out real quick. There's a new channel. I think his name is Joe. and the channel is Seth Asbestos. And apparently he's been in the VC before, but he's back now, and I just watched like his introduction video. And before he showed any records, he had a Chelsea shirt on, so it's gonna be great. So I'll put his link in the description so you can subscribe to him. He showed some great stuff right off the bat, so it's good to have another punk in the VC in the mix, baby. So welcome back, Joe. So that was the 70s punk record. Number 9, showing 80s hardcore record. I picked this one. Is This My World by Jerry's Kids. I love this record, man. It's a reissue of it, but dude, you want to listen to an album that has some insane drumming? This record is excellent, dude. It's fast, furious, and like I said, you can't lose with this, man. Drumming's wild. Oh, and I brought out to Reagan Youth Volume 1. I love this record, man. New Aryans, No Class, Degenerated. It's just great. Great stuff. Yeah, Gatefold. Yeah. I love the fuzzed out guitar and on that record. I love the guitar sound. It's so bad that it's good, you know? Show a post-punk or crossover record. So I'm going to show both. One I picked up in 2021 was Kleenex. This awesome compilation, another gatefold. Just like really minimalistic, simplistic, great songs. And it's Kleenex and Lilliput. They had to change their name because Kleenex, you know, cease and desist. But yeah, all-female band, excellent stuff, man. Super, like I said, minimalistic, awesome sound, very catchy, great post-punk record. And for a crossover, I picked DRI, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles EP, 22 songs. This is a 7-inch. 22 songs on the 7-inch. It's awesome, man. It's a lot of fun. A lot of action crammed on the 7-inch. Number 11, show your band's record. So I was in a band called The Disconnects. This is our full-length record, Wake Up Dead. In that band for a couple years. I played guitar and sang in it. And this is our first EP. And believe it or not, this is the kid right here, man. I had a lot more hair then. I was still somebody though. Yeah, this is our first EP, Our Healthy. And yeah, it's cool to see everybody's bands too and the records they put out. That was a really good question on the tag. So, number 12, show an all-female punk band. This is from 77. This is a single called Leela and the Snakes. And the A-side on this, you gotta hear it. Dude, it's must hear. It's called Rock and Roll Weirdos. And it is so catchy and just nasty and fun at the same time. Yeah, Leela and the Snakes. This is a really cool, really fun 7-inch. And I could have used Kleenex for the all-girl band, but no, we went Leela and the Snakes. Number 13, show a record from your favorite punk label. This is a tough one. I got a few, but the first two that really came to mind and stuck with me when I first got into punk, and even now that I love, are Stiff Records and Chiswick. So this is the Damned, their first album. It's on Stiff right here, and this is like a Belgian copy, a Belgian press. It's on Blue Wax, and yeah, it's a classic. Stiff did so much great, and they like transcended punk too. They weren't just punk, but they always had that attitude, you know. And you know, for Chiswick, I had to bring out my guy Johnny Moped, Psychedelic. Love this record, man. And I brought out some singles too, some Chiswick singles. The Radio Stars, Dirty Pictures. That's a fun one. The Gorillas, Gatecrasher. Yeah, great on the Chiswick label. The Stukas. Yeah. Oh Little Girl, Clean Living Kids. This is a fun one too, man. And I was thinking to myself, like, wait, I love Stiff and I love Chiswick, and I actually have one that is both. This is on a label called Stiffwick. Show you the label here. Stiffwick. And this is Wayne Kramer, Ramblin' Rose. And so basically the story behind this is they put this out when Wayne was getting out of jail. went to jail for like cocaine possession. And they were like, we wanted to raise some money for him, so he had some dough when he got out of jail. And Stiff Records and Chiswick put this single together, and all the proceeds that it made were going to go to Wayne when he got out. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to bridge the gap between my two favorite punk labels, Stiff and Chiswick. So there you go. So number 14, show a DIY self-release. So I showed this, I think, on the vinyl tag last year. I got something else too, so I don't repeat the stuff. But this is a Kepi Ghoulie test press from the album I Bleed Rock and Roll, and this is like a piece of like wood, and it's hand painted by Kepi, and they made like 30 of these, and they all have different painted covers. And I got the Sasquatch with the bleeding wrists. I thought were really cool, and I got that at one of his shows. But the records I'm going to show, my real answer is I'm a big fan of the Spits, and every time I would go see the Spits, whatever tour they were on, they'd have like this handmade editions of that record, and I got a bunch of them. Check it out. Some pretty wild covers on here, and it's like paper. It's just a paper fold over. This one's pretty fun, and this one's my favorite because it's got their name. Dude, it looks like it's in like written in like they just wrote it in marker, in red marker, and yeah, that's really cool. And then here's another cool print. Yeah, so like every show I'd go to, I'd see if they had these, and I'd pick them up. And what a fun live band, and these are really cool. I love having these. They're fun. So, question 15: show your most valuable punk LP. This question's not punk. I don't like it. I was actually surprised because I have like I thought the Stooges' first record or like the Pistols LP I have, or I don't know, but it actually turned out to be this reissue of Streetcore by Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros. It's a great record. I mean, I was kind of shocked that the reissue was going for so much. But yeah, who knew? I don't know. I don't really check on things like that. I just like records. I don't collect them for the value. So number 16, show a record from your local punk band. This is a cool one I actually got at Gonerfest. It's by a band called The Knots, and it's an all-female band. Very like post-punk sound, very like minimalist, synthy. But this is a test press, and it was just like doodled on by the band. So I thought it was pretty cool. It's their third album, Knots 3. Yeah, you can see it's from Memphis Record Pressing. And yeah, I really enjoy the record, and it's a cool way to have it, you know? But yeah, that's Knots. And so that's in Memphis. And then I wanted to show one from New Jersey, too, where I'm originally from. And this is a band from '87 called Genocide. This is Submit to Genocide. This is like a crossover record for sure. It's like punk, metal, thrashy. Look at the cover, man. It's great. Yeah, this dude was from my hometown, Bobby Ebbs. Yeah, but this is an excellent record. I love this record. I think it's fun. So number 16, 17. Show a band with a fun name. Now, there's been a few that I've showed that the names make me howl, man. Or I bought like on a whim because the name was great and said, okay, I gotta check this out. But I think my favorite, and this is from 2021, is this band, Fashion Pimps and the Glamazons. Not only is that an amazing name, but this is a demented cover. And I don't even like looking at it too long, dude. But yeah, the record's called Jazz for Johnny, and look at these guys. Yeah, this is a really great record, man. This would be in my top 5 for 2021 for sure. The guitar work is like, it's so strange but melodic and great and weird, and I love the vocal delivery, kind of dry, kind of like Smirk, like this band, but Fashion Pimps and the Glamazons are on kind of another planet, man. They're great. But yeah, that's a great name. I love it. Puppy and the Handjobs came in at a close second. Alright, so number 18, a record you bought from a gig. So this is the first punk record I ever bought at a gig. And it's a picture disc of the Briefs, hit after hit. And I was like 16 when I went to this show, and I went to the merch table, and I saw this. I had to have it, and I love this record, man. I love that band. But yeah, for the people, a local reference here for the people, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was the Hamilton Street Cafe in Bound Brook, New Jersey, where I saw the Briefs. And let me flip this cassette here. And yeah, that show was great, man. And I'll show you something cool that I still have, and I kept it in that record. Let me do a little rewind here. So in this, I still have it stashed. This is the set list, man. From that night that I got it. This is the Brief set list. So I thought it was pretty cool, you know. And I keep it with the record. I'll never forget the first record I bought at a show, because I was so proud of it. I love it. But that band put me on onto a lot of great bands. So number 19, a record you listened to before the punk show. A record I like to listen to before the punk show isn't really a punk record, but man, I picked The Great 28 by Chuck Berry because it's fun. It's like you're just getting amped up to have a good time, to have fun, and you can't lose with Chuck, man. The Great 28, baby. Man, it's like Gateful Palooza on this video, man. But I picked a punker one, another party record that I like to listen to, I would say, before I go to the show. It's the Waldo's Rent Party. This is a good time record, man. Great rock and roll licks. The lyrics are great. Very, you can sing along to them. Very fun. But yeah. So the last question, a record you listen to drunk at home. That would be all of them. But I stuck with 2021 to keep it with the newer records. This band, Grindhouse. Yeah, this record is like maximum rock and roll, super high energy. Songs like Shit Cocaine, SLR 5000, Reservoir Meth and Western, Pissed on Valves. This is a really, really good record. Sex, booze, cars, drugs, and rock and roll. And throw it, who cares? Another one I picked is like in the same vein. 2021 is Versus the Boatsmen. A great record by the Boatsmen, man. Action Delivery, Friday Night Forever, Thirst Song, Saved by Rock. Kind of like a Turbo Negro kind of vibe. Just like high energy beer drinking music, you know. Another band, man, is GT. I even got my GT beer cozy going, dude. This is maximum rock and roll. Just great pogo till you puke kind of punk, you know? And another new one from 2021, I gotta say, man, that makes excellent drinking music is this band, the Killer Hearts. Kind of like, they're like the Poison Boys and stuff like that, man. They're great. This is a really fun punk record, but in the total rock and roll vein, you know? But yeah, that's my my vinyl punk tag for 2022. Tommy, thanks for making the questions. I had a blast doing it, and you know, a lot of people saying, "Oh, you do this vinyl tag, do this one." Do whatever vinyl tag you want to do, and most of all, just have fun. It doesn't matter. Just have fun. People take the YouTube too seriously, man. But listen, be good to each other, and most importantly, baby, be somebody. Be somebody, baby. Cheers.